shit you want me to do, man? I mean, shit.
I want you to cue in the fucking Dave Ramsey when I go live.
Man, you don't even fucking pay, man. And man, another thing, man. You be telling everybody my name fake ass studio man. I'm real.
Look here, motherfucker. Listen, man. Cue in the fucking Dave Ramsey like I asked.
I ain't doing shit.
Oh yeah?
Oh, what you want me to do?
I said cue in Dave Ramsey, bitch.
Your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid, which is welfare, because we qualify. If I go back to work, we won't qualify for that. And if I go back to work, then I'll have to pay for daycare. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks.
The woman asks.
$28,000 income with 3 kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Ramsey. Let us applaud that smart white man. Smart white man. Good morning, y'all. Listen, man. Until the middle of next month, I'm gonna take the show from 11 to 5 p.m. I got Mr. Dorks up in his bitch. He's up in his bitcher. So for the next, I would say to the middle of July. No, we're in July now. I'm sorry. The middle of August. Instead of 11, I'll be on at 5. I'll probably push it like that to the rest of the year. I don't know, but right now I'm busting my ass, y'all. I'm hustling. I came to a conclusion, and the conclusion that I came to is going to help me segue into what I want to talk about today. People, I'm going to tell y'all about how I'm constantly evaluating myself. I need about $400 a week to execute my plan. I need $400 a week to execute my plan. My living expenses, Ben took care of that. I got my living expenses plus 5 years in the bank. I'm good. I got my regular living expenses, nothing. But when you come up with a plan, you have to do some. I say, you can't hear me. Can't hear me. Why can't you hear me? Oh my gosh. Let me see something. Let me see if I can hear myself. Appreciate you telling me that, though. Said, did I mute myself? I can hear myself when I listen to it. I think it's on your end. Because I can hear me. 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 Because I can hear me, bitch. Hey, what's up? I got D Smitty up in this bitch. All right. So I need about $400 to execute my plan. My plan, which is my platinum. I don't set goals. I set platinums. My platinum is to pay off my credit. Now, because I had to reevaluate, I was supposed to have my bills paid off the middle of this month. I put my faith in going to go drive trucks. You guys seen that? Only to run into a woman of color with a big butt that said, no, when you come into this office, you're going to flirt with me. I got a big ass. You're going to flirt with me. Fuck all that. You're going to flirt with me. Oh, you ain't going to flirt with me? I ain't giving you no runs. You're going to flirt with me, though. I got all this ass. You're going to flirt with me. Flirt with me. And so I had to change my plan. I got Paige. Paige says, I hear you loud and clear, you ugly motherfucker. God damn, Paige. Shit. So what I had to do was I was swaying back and forth, go do shit, back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. And then it was like, you know what? I ain't fucking with them no more. I need a routine. I did some math. People, I can get up in the morning at 3 o'clock, be out of the house, catch that morning run. Individuals going to the shipyard, individuals going to all these at 3 o'clock. If I can get out of the house at 4 o'clock in the morning, by the time 11 o'clock in the morning come 12 o'clock, I done made $300. I done made $300 doing Lyft. So I said, you know what? I did some math. And when I did the math told me this. You get up in the morning, just don't do it on the weekends. Get up in the morning early on a weekday. Don't try to do it on the weekend. Sleep late Saturday and Sunday. Don't, because I had 2 rides this morning. I said, nope, not doing those rides. I slept till about 8 o'clock. Got up, worked out. and I'm home. I'm not in nobody's truck. Nobody's telling me what to do. And I'm making way more than what I need to execute the plan that I have. My plan is to have my bills paid off first and be able to buy a truck by December. I retooled, I redid the math, and everything is just falling into place. People, if you meet somebody and they're not in a favorable position, it's because they didn't do the math in their life. Atia LaShawn Bradley, and I'm gonna tell you something that women shown me, even the last woman I tried to date. Their attitude will justify any fucked up situation. It's like, nope, having an attitude is first. Having an attitude is just, I'm gonna get an attitude. I'm gonna have an attitude. So you can adjust your math around that. But my attitude comes first. And the fallout is what I'm a master at helping dummies understand. You did the wrong math. I'm a master at helping individuals understand. You did the wrong math. Good morning, Miss Wrights. How are you this morning? Individuals want to do wrong. They want to bet on wrong. I don't know what math they're using, but allow me. They do all this wrong, and then they have a backup math equation fixer. It's called I'm sorry. And then they want to play on your morals. And then they say, no, but I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. What more do you want? Didn't they get all now they know how to communicate. People, let me remind you of the movie Thor. And I use this, by the way. Remember, y'all, I am here Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m., weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thor didn't quite do the math. He had Mjolnir. He had his Siths. He had his fighters. Thor talked them into who took you $1 and gave you the best war you've ever had. And who believed in you, Sith? My friends, we are going to Jotunheim. Thor didn't do the math. He went to Jotunheim, and King Laufey gave him more than he can handle. Only for his father to come by way of the Bifrost. Amdal sent, Odin said, take me to the Bifrost. Send me to Jotunheim. I must go retrieve my son. He did a childish act. He didn't do the math. I need y'all to follow me. I got Z7. He's up in this bitch. Z7, you're up in this bitcher. And Thor didn't do the math. And he got there and shit started to go left. But in the nick of time, a wise man, Odin, came and said, I must save my son. And when he got there, Thor said, Father, we'll finish them together. And then Thor's father said, shh, silence. You done enough, you big fuck up. And as Odin was trying to communicate with King Laufey, let's be clear, Odin went by himself, but he had Amdal waiting to bring them home. It's a very beautiful story, isn't it? As I'm telling it, I'm like, wow, this is a beautiful story. But where was I? As Odin, Thor's father, was trying to get King Laufey, hey, stand down, please. We got a truce. We got a truce, King. Stand down. And then what did King Laufey say? Your son asked for this by way of math. Thor said, we're going to go to Jotunheim. The Bifrost. Yeah, we're going to go there and kick ass. We're going to Jotunheim. Got there and his math equations was all wrong. His team could not keep up with the god of thunder. Thor was fighting with mortals that could not keep up. So Thor didn't realize that his team was taking a hit. So when the Queen Sith said, Thor, we must go. We're hurt. We can't execute. Thor said, go. Just go on. Just go ahead. Just go. Not realizing that your math is all wrong, homie. But then Odin came on the scene and said, shh. But what did King Luffy say? Your son asked for this. He said, no. He said, your boy asked for this. And what did the King Odin say? That's just it. He's a boy. Treat him as such. And what did King Luffy say? No, Holmes. We are far past diplomacy. No. Diplomacy was when I asked them to leave. If you don't understand what diplomacy is, you're past the point of being plead to. When you find yourself pleading to someone and they still execute arrogance, you stripped any chances of diplomacy. You see, when you don't live in a world of righteousness, you don't know this shit. When you live in a world of hip hop, you don't know this shit. When you live in a world of social execution, I want to do everything because I'm about it. I'm bouncing, baby. You don't know this shit. But the righteous, the logical, the speakers, the teachers, we do the math. We do the math. And you have individuals that's insistent on using some real fucked up math. People, Dave Ramsey said your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's something that you and I must do before we do the transaction. It's called math. I assure you, a lot of you individuals are dealing with individuals that are doing a lot of fucked up equations. They're using a lot of fucked up math. Yeah, it is. Do yourself a favor. Give them their results. Give them their results. A man by the name of Dr. Dre started the group NWA. Didn't want to listen to Ice Cube. Wanted to move on. Ended up hooking up with Suge Knight. Started Death Row Records. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm about to say, what I'm saying here. You got he was down with Eazy-E, started NWA. He left NWA after finally understanding what Ice Cube was saying, because Dre's math wasn't like the sharp as Ice Cube's at the time. He started Death Row. But he needed some help to get out of his contract with Eazy-E's label, NWA, Ruthless Records. So then he ended up getting in bed with the devil, a person that did no math at all, was crazy, loopy, had bipolar, all these things, aka Suge Knight. And then what did he do when he left death row? He created Aftermath. And he said, do the math. Aftermath gets the last laugh. Why do you think he said that? Why? People, we use math in everything we do. We do math in everything we do. Very well said. Gerald said, you are correct. Ice Cube did the math. Yeah, Ice Cube did the math. Ice Cube did the math and said, no, this ain't adding up, homie. I'm out of here. And then everybody made battles, and then they went and had to call Ice Cube and Uncle to Benedict and Arnold and all that. And Ice Cube tore off in their ass with no Vaseline. If you don't know the song, oh my. But it comes a time when you have to help somebody understand you did not do the right math. You are not using the correct math. You can think you are not using the correct math. And here's the deal. People, when they are told, and they still execute the bullshit, diplomacy, not an option. You're too flagrant. You're too flagrant. You're too damn flagrant. And you got I'm sorry in your back pocket, waiting to just drop it on the table like you yelling out, domino, motherfucker. No, it's not going to work. People, I am met where I'm at in life because I did the math. I've been doing the math all my life. When you listen to an individual and that individual got all these jacked up things in their life what they did wrong, it's simply bad math. Dave Ramsey said adults do what's right, children do what feels good. Let me reiterate. Dave Ramsey said adults do what's right, children does what feels good. The reason why you meet a lot of people that are getting older and they're not where they should be is because they did what felt good to them when they were younger. And then all of a sudden, the bridge of adulthood keeps getting pushed back. People, let me go left for a second. Please, allow me. The term is we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yes, you heard this term. Well, we'll wait to cross that bridge when we get to it. Right? We'll wait to cross that bridge when we get to it. What happens when it's time to get to the bridge and you turn around and don't cross it? Because you want to party and shake your butt. What happened when it's time to cross the bridge of getting a husband, and instead of getting a husband, you turn around and go get a booty out nigga? What happens when it's time to cross that bridge to get a wife, and you turn back around and say, no, I'm not going to cross the bridge right now. I'm going to go get me a big booty skank or skank ass. What happens? I'll let the Rev tell you. Well, Chris, you know what happened when it's time to cross that bridge and you turn around and say, I ain't gonna cross this bitch. You're gonna have a bigger toll to pay. See, what happens is when it's time to cross that bridge, that's when the toll is cheapest. That's when understanding and thought and ignorance will be understood. But when you say you're going to cross that bridge when you feel like it, you're going to cross that bridge when you're ready. You're going to cross that bridge when you feel like it. You gonna cross that bridge after you go to the club and shake your butt. You gonna cross that bridge after you go and bang on 5 other chicks. You ain't done skeeting. You ready to skeet? You ready to skeet your load? You know Shaquita like that load shot on her face. And your wife says wear a condom. You ain't ready to wear no condom. You ready to shoot that load? You ready to go raw back? You want to raw back that coochie? That's why when it's time to cross that bridge, now you got a lot of kids. Now you got a lot of child support payments. Now you want to call on Chris in the National Fathers League and the League of Dads. You want to tell Chris, I didn't do nothing. She put a hole in the condom. She tricked me. She said shoot the load on her face. Just when I was about to shoot, she grabbed my dick and put it in the pussy. That's impossible, nigga. But that's what's going on. So when it's time to cross that bridge, when it's time to cross that bridge, you need Easy Pass, your paycheck, your fucking mortgage. That's a big ass toll you gotta pay to cross that bridge. So what you should do, oh Lord, what you should do, what I'm telling you what you should do, what you should do, what you should do, what you should do when it's time to cross that bridge, no matter how bored it may seem, because you want that excitement in your life. It's fun to have 5 niggas chasing that big old booty, you wobbling that ass down the street. It's fun to say I got 5 chicks I'm fucking. But when it's all over, the term is, what that term go there is, you done played the game long enough to now the game is playing you. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, that was Reverend Chris. I had him up in this bitch. I know it ain't Sunday, but I like to just call on the Reverend to kick a sermon up in this bitch. Where was I? Oh, yeah. A lot of you individuals. A lot of individuals that you meet today, they got all this rhetoric, all this dumb stuff going on in their life, and all this rhetoric and all this dumb stuff that's going on in their life. You know why it's going on in their life? You know why? It's going on in their life because they did not do the math. It's easy for an individual to go to the store and say, how much is that? $5, $5, 2 for $3.14. $5, $3.14. I only need one. Okay, $5 you pay. You pay $5. It's easy for an individual to get somebody a $10 bill and expect $5 back. It's easy. I like that. Miss Wright says Twilight is for gentlemen and lacking mediation. You see, it's easy. It is. It's easy to do that math because there's immediate consequences, meaning you're going to be $5 less if they don't give you a change. But the average individuals, when they don't do proper math, what they're saying is, I'll put this equation on the back end. And then when you have to deal with the equation on the back end, that's when the math is a little bit more difficult. You see, what I realize in my life now is I will not, and I mean will not, Okay. So I'm telling you, individuals aren't interested in doing the math, and they haven't done the math. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you something, and I told you this before. There's a term that's used called a flagrant foul. And a flagrant foul is not like a regular foul. A flagrant foul is a foul that, let me turn this down. A flagrant foul is a foul that individuals did just being anal. They said, I'm going to do this because I want to do it. It's over fouling. It's just arrogance. It was just over the top. It was not needed. But that's what happens when individuals do a flagrant foul. So when I say flagrant, understand what I'm saying when I say flagrant. The reason why individuals don't do the math, because they're flagrant. They're flagrant. Their perspective is, no matter what happens, this is going to come out my way. No matter what happens, no matter what happens, I got this in the bag. No matter what happens, I can afford to not do the math. Once again, let me give you guys a situation on what I mean. Check this out. Atia LaShawn Bradley had a good life. Her and I together, we were right there where we needed to be. Right there where we needed to be. And then she decided, I'm good. She decided, I don't have to add nothing to this equation no more. That's what she decided. She decided, you know what? I got enough invested. He want this. Mm-hmm. We want to be a dad. Oh, that's what I'm going to use to play him. He want this. I ain't got to do no more. And then they throw us a checker out there. They do something knowing you're supposed to respond in a certain way and you don't. In my case, in my last relationship, it was, yeah, I used to cut chicks off and didn't this and that. And but he ain't doing that to me. Whenever you show change and you give individuals a little leniency, you will pay for it with their bullshit. But I just told y'all, and I heard what I said because I was sitting here when I said it. What I said was put that with there. I said, I am an expert at helping individuals understand their math. I am going to give you the exact response when you use fucked up math on me. I'm going to help you understand. Diplomacy is not an option. I got enough evidence against you. This is why when people say to me, hey, but if Atia Bradley call you up and say she's sorry, you would let her back in, right? If your daughter call you up and say that you would, right? Like, damn, no. I'm going to say this today. I'm going to say this forever. My happiness is first. First. My happiness comes first. I say that individuals don't hear me. My happiness comes first. D. Smitty said facts. My happiness comes first. I'm not letting bullshit rob me of my happiness. What the fuck? And I'm going to end it with this, y'all. It is oftentimes than not the person that's bringing you fucked up ism, the person that's treating you like shit, they're never a person that's in a better situation than you are. They're always a person that got it way worse off than you. So there's animosity and a whole bunch of other shit that goes with that. I'll see you guys tomorrow, y'all. Later.